Hey, Colin Hiles here, aka the Mindset Guy, with today's video, which is all about a subject that I get an awful lot of emails on, and that is how to visualize effectively. So whether you want more, better, or different in your professional, personal, or sporting life, or you want to take a skill or a competency to the next level, then visualization is really the shortcut. It's the accelerator to get you to the achievement of your goals and your aims so much quicker. I'm also going to share in this video some of the common mistakes that people make when it comes to visualization, so stay tuned. Okay, let me start by saying I'm not going to spend too much time in this video on why you need to visualize. I'm presupposing you're here because you know the importance of visualization. What I want to get into is how to do it correctly and effectively. So how to get maximum results in the fastest possible time using the power of visualization. So let's start off by talking about, well, what do we mean by visualization, and specifically creative visualization. So I just drew a very simple model up here. So we have a timeline from now to sometime in the future. And we have an individual that starts to visualize him or herself standing on a podium having won some sort of competition. So a visualization is really an internal representation. We internally represent what it is that we want to achieve. And we use basically three modalities: what we see, hear, and feel. So we need to see it, hear it, and feel it first. So this is the invisible, so that we take action and behave in a way that's going to make it visible. So turning the invisible into the visible is really what creative visualization is all about. And it starts by being very conscious and very deliberate. So our individual here has a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind is more the rational, the more the thinking, and the subconscious mind is more the feeling and believing part. Now, the subconscious mind is the boss, is the powerhouse, is where the energy comes from to achieve the goal. We take action from our subconscious mind much more than from our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is about what we want. The subconscious mind then is about the movement to achieve what we want. So it's really important that we have alignment between the two. Also, the subconscious mind really understands images, and that's why visualization is so powerful, because we're dropping images in of the things that we want to achieve. Now, this is going on all the time anyway, and Einstein sums it up quite nicely up here. Your imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions. So if I could look in your mind and see what you picture, what you visualize on a consistent basis, I can predict what you're going to attract, what you're going to bring into your life. It's really that simple. So this is about being purposeful and deliberate. Now, the subconscious mind, here's a key principle. If you understand this principle, you'll understand why visualization is so important and why it works. And that is, the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. It can't make the distinction between a mental thought and a physical action. To the subconscious, they're both the same. So rather than me talk about this, let me give you an experience of this and go through three quick exercises. And all I'm going to ask you to do is play along as best you can here. Now, if you're watching this on your own, then do these exercises with me. If you're watching this and there's people around, then maybe just watch it and see what happens. So here we have a lemon. I want you to put your left or right arm out and imagine that you've got a lemon in your hand, and it's cut in half. So the top part of the lemon you can see, and it's glistening there, and you get that fragrance of lemon juice, very fresh lemon juice. So just get that smell. Now bring the lemon up, and as you bring it up, just put your lips over the end and suck the juice out of the lemon. Right now, if you're anything like me, unless you love lemons, you're going to get that saliva coming into your mouth and those goosebumps around here from that citric sharpness. Let's do another one. I want you to imagine that you've got a piece of sandpaper in front of you. So imagine picking up the sandpaper, and you fold the sandpaper in half. So now the front and the back is sandpaper. And then bring it up to your mouth. I want you to put it in your teeth and go like that, ready? And that for me is worse than the lemon juice, to be honest. All right. So if you imagine putting the sandpaper in your mouth and you're getting that feeling, then this is this principle in mind. But let's just do one more. If I was to be sat with you having a coffee or a beer or something and ask you the question, so what holiday have you been on recently that was or a place that you've been to that was the most relaxing? The most relaxing, where you most chilled out. It might be a specific spot that you went to, it might be an entire holiday. Well, how would you answer that? Right, now if I was to say, okay, think of a specific time, specific moment on that holiday where you were at your most chilled. Where were you? What were you doing? Now if you go back to that time now and see what you saw then and hear what you heard then and just drop into the feeling that you were feeling back then now, and just go around again, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt back then, now. Fully associating to that wonderful chilled out feeling that you got on holiday. Now notice if there's been any shift and any change. And I'm sure out of these three, you got some kind of result. And that is because the subconscious can't tell the difference between what's real and imagined. So the imagined lemon creates a physiological result. The imagined creates a physiological response. The imagined chilled out creates a physiological response. Now this is really powerful because we can either use this to our advantage or it's being used against us. Now here's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is that they're actually talking about and visualizing what they don't want. You know, I don't want to be broke anymore, Colin. I don't want to be overweight anymore, Colin. I don't want to be lonely anymore. I don't want to be stressed. You know, I'm so stressed with my work. So all the time they're picturing that, they're focusing on that, then they're dropping down that into the subconscious with that principle in mind. And so as a result, when you look at Einstein, they attract more of what they don't want. So first key is to focus on what you do want. Really important that you talk and you think and you act consistent with what you do want. So let's get into the process then. Now, before I go through the process, listen, there's more advanced techniques that I'm about to go through with you right now. There's more distinctions that I can make than I'm about to make right now. But this is a 10-minute video, and if you just apply what I'm about to share with you, because there's going to be some really neat distinctions here, it will make a difference, especially if you do it consistently. So let's go through the process then. So there's basically 5 steps to this process. So let's start at the top. So the first step is really about deciding whatever you want. I'll also put up here, by the way, the fun process. I just want to say, it should be fun, right? If you're getting stressed out in trying to visualize, then already, you're creating stress around something, and that's not going to help. So this is about making it fun. See yourself as an explorer that's exploring how this works and testing and seeing, like experiments, how it works. So make it fun. So firstly, decide what you want. That's the first step. And I've put 2 videos out recently on how to write down your goals in a way that make them more effective. So go and have a look at those 2 videos if you haven't seen them. They're on my blog, or if you're on YouTube, you can see them on my YouTube channel. The next step, this is another mistake people make. They try and set goals in the wrong state of mind. It's really important that you relax and you go into what's called a state of alpha. And once again, I have other videos on my channel on the importance of alpha and what alpha is. Now, alpha is just a relaxed state. When I was starting to talk to you around how the holiday that you had that was a really relaxing holiday, you were starting to go into alpha. Alpha is just relaxed. Now, one of the ways to get into alpha is just to take nice, deep diaphragmatic breaths, maybe 10 deep breaths. And that will put you into a state of alpha. Now, why alpha? Alpha is like a bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind can be very closed. So if you start picturing what you want, it could literally reject it and say, that's bullshit, you're never going to achieve that. What we want is the subconscious mind receptive. We want it open to what it is we want. Hypnotists will use this state of alpha to open up the subconscious mind so it's more suggestible. So a state of alpha is crucial. So getting yourself relaxed first makes a big difference in how those images drop down into the subconscious mind. Then we need to do 2 things. This is step 3. Imagine and feel and imagine. Imagine and feel and imagine. So we're going round and we need to amp these up. So imagine. Now there's 2 positions. that are really important to get the best out of the visualization. Now, first position is all about when you're picturing or imagining, you're seeing what you would see out of your own eyes. So if I take this individual here that's looking to win a competition, the first part of the visualization would be imagining that they're on the podium, and it would be, what would they see with their eyes? Well, maybe they would see an audience, and they'd see the audience's smiling expressions on their face. They would see that they're applauding, then they would hear the sound of applause. They would get the feeling of what it would be like to stand on that podium, the feeling of success and achievement. They would get that feeling. Maybe they would feel the sun on their face and just a gentle breeze on this side. So by getting all of those see, hear, feel, and seeing it from our own eyes, what that does is it builds belief, it builds certainty. The subconscious mind begins to believe it's possible. The second position is called the third position. Now that's about floating out of yourself, and maybe in this example, sitting in the audience and actually seeing the person stand on the podium. So now you're out there seeing yourself up here like this. Now that position now is all about building the desire. It's about looking at that individual and thinking, oh, that'd be fantastic to achieve that. What a wonderful achievement. So that builds desire. Now, some people make the mistake of only doing a third position, visualization. They only see themselves, which does build desire, but it doesn't necessarily build belief. And you've got to build belief, you've got to build certainty. So those two positions are really important. First position and then third position. Then we've got the feel part. Now this is where the turbo booster comes in. This is really what visualization is all about. It's all about getting the feeling as you would have the feeling having achieved the goal. And so there's two ways to do that. First thing you can do is you can talk as if. So you can have your eyes closed and you can stand there and say, I'm standing on the podium, looking out at the audience, they're giving me a big round of applause, they're cheering me. So you can talk as if you have the goal achieved. That will build the feelings. The other thing you can do is you can act as if. The reason I wanted you to put your hand out with the lemon and imagine you've got the sandpaper is I wanted you to act. If you act as if, it amps up the feeling. You'll get the feeling so much quicker. So you'll see sports stars that, you find anyone that's at the top of their game, and I'll show you someone that is trained to visualize, that they'll be acting it out. If they're tennis, then they'll be acting out with the racket, or if it's golf, they'll be acting it out. So the physical act will get the feeling much easier and in a more powerful and amped up sense. Then we've got focus. Before you open your eyes, it's really important that you focus on being the ideal person that's going to achieve the goal. You see yourself handling the problems and the challenges and the difficulties, the old habits that used to prevent you from achieving your goal. You see yourself handling them better. So if this is a weight loss goal up here you would see yourself eating what you should be eating and behaving the way that you should be behaving, going to the gym or going for a run or whatever your exercise routine is. You see yourself being the ideal individual, because it's not necessarily about the achievement, it's about being the person you need to be to achieve it. So it's really important you get that. And if you get online and have a look at the research that's around focusing on the process as much as the end, you'll see all the research backs that up. Really important. And then we've got repeat. I have a lot of emails, people say, Colin, I tried visualization, it doesn't work. And I found out they tried it once. Now give me a break. I mean, you try it once, it's not going to work. You've got to repeat. Repetition is the mother of all skill. So you've got to build this into your daily ritual. You've got to visualize whatever it is that you want more than just once. So I say twice a day for at least 5 minutes. If you imagine twice a day for at least 5 minutes, you're dropping those images down, every day. After 7 days, that's 14 times that you've dropped down into the subconscious mind. Are you telling me that's not going to start to make a difference? Of course it has to make a difference, right? And then last but not least, you can cheat. There are tools and techniques, or there are things that you can purchase out there that make it easier. Now I've got my Mind Power Academy and my Mind Power Toolkit that has 4 guided visualizations in there. They use isochronic tones. Isochronic tones are very powerful. They naturally put you into a state of alpha through hemi-syncing. And then I guide you through this process. And the specific one I'm thinking about here is the intention manifester. I guide you through this. And I use a very powerful technique I learned in timeline therapy, where literally I take you down your timeline and you drop the image in around the time that you want to achieve this. And that's really powerful. So all you need to do is just put your headphones on, sit back, chill out, and I do all the work, and the isochronic tones do all the work for you. But if you don't know what that is, I'll put the link below this video so you can go and check it out and see the results that people are getting with these isochronic tone guided visualizations. It's very, very powerful. So there we are. Now you know how to visualize and how to do it effectively. Now it's down to you to go and do it, to go and apply this, because that's where the rubber meets the road. So all I'd like you to do for me is leave me some feedback, 1 being not very good, 10 being really, really good. And if you've got time, give me some comments. I always enjoy to see your comments, and any results that you're getting, leave those. If you're on my YouTube channel right now, then hit the subscribe button so you get all of my updated videos. This is Colin Hiles, aka The Mindset Guy. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.